everyone. Welcome to our channel. My name is Lon, and sitting next to me is my wife Teresa. We've been married for 33 years, and recently we decided to retire a little bit early so we can travel the world as well as parts of the United States that we have not been to before. We decided to create this channel so that we could share our experiences with you. So if you like what you see today, please make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. But a lot of the reason for this video and a lot of questions we get is, why did you guys decide to do this, and exactly what are you doing? And it started quite some time ago where we got an idea all about this.
So one thing Lon forgot to mention is that we're the parents of 2 adult children. One of our children is married, so we have a daughter-in-law, and we also have a granddaughter. Recently, our son's wife, she graduated from a college in the US, but she's originally from Myanmar. And after they lived with us for a while, they decided to go back to Myanmar to visit her extended family and her parents over there. While over there, they decided to stay there. So, being the mother that I am and worrying all the time, I decided one evening that I was going to be researching healthcare options in that part of the world. They stayed in Myanmar for a while and then moved over to Malaysia to visit other family. So I was concerned for my son's health, my granddaughter's health, and my daughter-in-law, and was curious what kind of healthcare system they have in Malaysia, specifically Kuala Lumpur. So one late night scroll through YouTube, I came across a channel called Grounded Life Finance, where the female, Ali, in the videos that they make, was receiving medical care, specifically in Kuala Lumpur at a hospital, and they showed all about the finances behind getting medical care there and what world-class healthcare they do have in Malaysia, which kind of put my mind to rest. So then eventually I started watching more and more of their videos just to get some idea, and I found several people who did the same thing, who traveled the world, who retired early or left their jobs and have made money in other avenues, one of them being YouTube. And I started talking to my husband, Lon, about what do you think about this? I started sharing the channels that I've been researching, the articles, different things like that. And it kind of gave us an idea that maybe possibly this was something that we could do. We both worked a really long time, and both our children are grown and gone. So that's what led us to start exploring this avenue adventure. And a lot of people ask us, why are we doing this now? Why didn't we wait till we were more of retirement age?
Yeah. So life threw us some curveballs. Like Teresa said, our son and his family moved over to Malaysia, and we decided that we basically would like to go visit with them. Many people, that we've come in contact with, we're happy to say that we're healthy adults right now, but in retirement, one thing that you worry about is health issues. We decided that we wanted to be able to explore parts of the world while we can. Besides a one-day trip to Toronto and about a 5-day stay in the Bahamas, I've never been outside of the United States. So one thing I wanted to do was be able to see travel and see the world, and do it while I was still relatively healthy. So we started to look into the short-term travel. We looked at our financial situation, and everybody would always like to save more money, but we're at a point in our lives where we could afford to do this the way we term it, and what we tell our family and friends, co-workers, is that we're taking a 1 to 2 year sabbatical, and we're going to go spend time with our son, his wife, and our new grandbaby that we're excited about, and have a chance to see other parts of the world, Southeast Asia, Europe, Australia, other countries, and figure it out from there. We may very well end up back in the United States later on, but we're going to explore a part of the world we've never seen before.
Why another issue with why now was that we had thought about when we first initially thought about doing this, we thought maybe we would do it in a few years. But life threw us some curveballs. There were some health issues that came up, some changes in our jobs. And like my husband said, our son moved overseas. Unlike Lon, I have traveled somewhat, much when I was much younger. You know, when you raise a family and you're working full time, sometimes you don't have the time or the money to do that. But I've been to several other countries and other places in the world. And it's something I've always wanted to start doing again. So we started doing our research.
Yep. We started doing the research. Like Teresa said, there's some YouTube channels out there and of people who are doing something very similar to what we are doing.
And I started really reading articles, doing deep dives in what it would take. One of the biggest things that really attracted us to this is when we started researching the cost of living in other places. So, especially budgeting, we really took a deep dive into our finances, tried to see, how much less it costs to live overseas in certain areas, and then compared to the U.S.
Yeah, if I can just interject, and that really was a game changer for us. I mean, when Teresa told me she had been doing some of this preliminary research, here I am thinking about, okay, we have a vacation home in Oak Island, North Carolina. We've been researching different communities, different states that 3 to 5 years from now, we may want to retire to, mostly coastal regions in the south, southeast. And so when she told me about this, we were, I was wowed. And when we started factoring in the budget, we started going through everything that, we spent on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis. And from everything that we have researched, read, saw online that other people were doing, it is a fraction of the cost for food, shelter, housing, travel, just your day-to-day expenses overseas than what it is in the United States. So it made it a very appealing option for us.
Yeah. And I think, obviously not all areas in the world are like that. Specifically the Southeast Asia, some places in Central, South America, Mexico, places that we researched. Some other places are expensive to live, but we've just decided that, we're going to try something different for a while. One of the first things that we did after we decided as a couple that this might be something that we're interested in, we spoke to our children. We're fortunate that both our children are in a good place and that they're able, to make a living for themselves and no longer need us. Another thing that unfortunately for both of us, both sets of our parents have passed away. So we do not have that responsibility of caring for aging parents. So that's kind of a sad thing, but it did lead us to making this decision.
Absolutely. So we did it. We retired a little bit early from both of our jobs. Right now we're here in Oak Island, North Carolina, but we used to live up in Stafford, Virginia. I retired earlier from my job. It gave me about 7 to 8 weeks to help get our house ready for sale. And there's a lot involved in doing that we'll talk about here in a second. But we really looked at, the big question is, do we continue to have the stress of work? And everybody's got stress of work, but do we continue to go to work, every day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, whatever it may be, for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years, to try to save more money and hope to travel later? Or do we retire a little bit early now? Okay, go visit our family, explore the world while we're still in good health, and figure out a way to make a little bit of money along the way. Mm-hmm. So that's what we decided to do. Next up was trying to put our game plan into action.
Yeah, so that was kind of a tricky one. Like we said, we didn't really mean to do this so quickly and abruptly. When we first talked about it, it was like a year or two away, and we were kind of pacing things out and planning. But then, like I said, life threw us curveballs, and things changed with jobs and health or whatnot. And so we just decided this spring, early spring, to dive in head forward. So our first game plan was to get rid of everything, which was very hard for me.
Yeah.
Not so much for Lon as much, but very difficult for me. We sold, I'd say 99.9% or got rid of the furnishings in our house. Some things went to our daughter. Other things, I did everything from Facebook Marketplace. We did yard sales, we did eBay, we had an auctioneer come. We gave things to neighbors. Basically, a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house was emptied. I'm talking furnishings. There are some things, obviously, that I'm not getting rid of. I think I have about 6 storage tubs, maybe less, of really personal things that I'm keeping that, we're very fortunate that a family member is going to hold on for us in their home. But pretty much everything we owned right now can fit into our Subaru Outback and a 4x6 utility trailer. So all of our clothes, other personal items.
Not pretty much, but that's basically everything we have.
Mm-hmm.
We brought with us down here to our home in North Carolina, which is also up for sale, but we're selling that fully furnished.
Yeah.
So
we did sell our house in Stafford. The market was crazy. It sold in less than 36 hours. It closed within like 3 weeks. So it went really quickly. We did well from that sale. We put the proceeds from that sale into investments and dividend stocks and put a good amount away because we had lived in that home for 10 years. So we were very fortunate in that to have that. And so we have this house for sale in North Carolina. It is on the market, and we do have a ratified contract right now. Hopefully we're in the due diligence period, and hopefully everything will go through, and this should close probably in the next 10 days to 2 weeks. And then we're on the road.
yeah. So absolutely, say a prayer for us. So what's next for Lon and Teresa as we start this journey? Well, the next 6 to 8 weeks, we're going to be traveling parts of the United States. We have been to different parts of the United States, but not much of the Midwest or West Coast. I've been mostly a 95er, excuse me, as they say. I've been up and down I-95 on the East Coast, from Maine, New Hampshire, all the way down to Florida, but not too many states out west. So what we like to do is we're going to visit a lot of family and friends along the way. We have up in New England, Ohio, Arizona. We'll be able to see some family and friends, stay with them for a while. But at the same time, we're going to go visit a lot of other states, national parks, and some other attractions.
Yeah, so I'm going to post a photo of our route and just go through it real quick with you. This is what we have planned up until mid to late August so far. So we're going to head to our family member's home to drop off some things. And then we're going to head to West Virginia, to Charleston, West Virginia. There's a national park there we're going to see. Maybe go whitewater rafting, go to the mountains there. Just enjoy that area for about 4 nights. Hang out there. Then from there, we're going to go to a town outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, Milford. We have some lifelong friends there that invited us to stay with them for a few nights. So we're going to go hang out with them for a while and get to spend time with them and their family. From there, we're going to head up to Chicago. From Milford to Chicago, to Chicago. And my husband has family outside the city of Chicago, so we're going to go sightsee in Chicago, visit some family and friends in Chicago. after we're in Chicago, we're going to head down to Springfield to see more of my husband's family, to see where his father's family's from, just to visit with some of his cousins and family members. After Chicago, we have a couple night stay in Iowa, one in a small town in South Dakota, and then hopefully making it all the way to the other side of South Dakota, to Rapid City, South Dakota, which is near Mount Rushmore and some national parks. I think it's the Badlands National Park. Some other monuments are out there that we want to see. From Rapid City, we're going to go to a small town in Wyoming called Moran, Moran, and we're going to be staying in a cabin there. And that's where our base is going to be while we visit Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Park. Then we're going to head down to Salt Lake City to spend a couple nights in Salt Lake to visit the Great Flatlands, other monuments, and areas in Salt Lake. From there, we're going to head to southern Utah to St. George, spend some nights down there, go to Zion, Bryce Canyon, and there's one more. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I can't remember.
Well, stay tuned, because we will be taking videos,
And yeah,
making more episodes here on our YouTube channel. So stay tuned and watch some of those.
yeah. So then after Utah, we're going to take a break in Las Vegas. We've never been to Las Vegas, so we're going to stay in a nice hotel in Las Vegas and like a vacation club area. And then that's kind of all we have planned so far. Obviously from Vegas, we'll probably see the Hoover Dam. And then our plan is to head over to Flagstaff to go to the southern rim of the Grand Canyon. But we haven't planned beyond that. So I think we've done pretty well. We have almost all of our stays booked. And
then come mid-October, though, we do have our airplane tickets. We head to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, in mid-October. So we're looking forward to that. We'll spend as much time there as we possibly can, because that's where my son and his family is from. We're living right now. But again, from there are a lot of other countries and places that we want to see.
yeah, so we're planning on doing some more videos. Just be patient with us.
Yep.
We're just learning how to video edit and put them all together. So thank you for watching. And, please feel free to leave a comment, like our videos, and subscribe to our channel. And we'll let you know where we are in our next adventure.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.